Grinders and grind, that's what's happening. She got a black abstract. So Insecure, season 5, episode 4, titled Faulty. Okay. Listen, I like the fact that they got back to the essence of what the show is. Even though last episode was probably my favorite of the season so far, just because it was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, these episodes that they've been showing us so far, they've been alright. I ain't gonna lie, so far this season has just been okay. But last episode it was just real. It was just some real life shit that happens, and you know the consequences of your actions. It actually last episodes reminded me of the situation between what the baby and Danny Lay is pretty much going through. If you've seen that drama that unfolded last night, so that's why that episode was so relatable. And then not saying I don't like about this season, but the Molly and Issa resolve was just so. The transition was just so smooth. It just didn't seem like they really dealt with the issue was from the beginning between the two of them. But let's get into this episode. Episode centers around Issa, Molly, and my favorite character of all, the loudmouth. The loudmouth best friend. Yo, Kelly is just hilarious to me, man. I don't know why. But anyway, the plot was pretty slim. They did have a surface of jokes, but it was like a relationship centric episode. Nate, who I'm not really a fan of Nate, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe because I'm Team Lawrence. I'm Lawrence Hive. And Nate is just too sketchy for me. You know what I mean? He's just too in and out. But he's having a beach party with his barbershop, and it'll be the first time him and Issa are actually seeing each other since she cried in his mouth. Before the festivities are broken up by an earthquake, we meet a bevy of friendly black people, as Molly puts it, hotties. She said, "It's N-words in bulk out here, like Costco." See, that's the shit I live for with Insecure. And they wind up going to another bar, and I was glad to see my boy Ryan Davis get some screen time in there. Shout out to Ryan Davis. You don't know who he is. Came up on Instagram, comedian. He been doing his thing ever since. So shout out to him being in there and representing for all the big dogs, the big boys in the world. Shout out to him. But it was hilarious seeing Molly choose between Nathan's friends who she wanted to sleep with. And she was just like, man, one of these dudes might be a potential. I'm trying to see which one. So that was hilarious. We see Issa starts her first conversation with Nathan since the emotional surprise sleepover. And the vibe between them is, I guess, where the title derives from. It's faulty, okay? They just had an awkward conversation, and he's trying to be sure with her, and she's being sure with him. But she really just don't know what to say to him. She's trying to fill him out, and he's just, because she's also in and out, you know what I mean? But she did cry. She kind of friend zoned him, and I don't even know if he realized it till later when they actually told him in the car that he friend zoned him, but she friend zoned him, and he's just like, why you invite me over? And it's just female stuff, dog. Female nature. That's what they doing. The friend. The friend Risha, the girl Risha, she's up there talking to Nathan, and you see Issa get jealous, and she goes over to kind of break it up a little bit, I would say, that before they had that exchange. So that was hilarious. She was looking her up and down, and she was like, wow, look at those. I didn't see those before. She could just float. So that was hilarious. The guy showing up with the pizzas right when the earthquake. Man, I didn't say I was bringing barbecue. I said I was bringing food. He's like, man, I brought all this mustard. I'm like, yo. And then the liquor sitting out there. Was that safe? Somebody could have spiked that shit. But anyway, just a hilarious scene overall. Kelly and Risha start bonding over the holistic stuff and find out they just got a lot of common. Anyway, they wind up going to some little, the second location, some little bar, and Kelly and Risha are still bonding in the back seat. I like the exchange between the car exchanges. Like, it was just the guys, and then you jump to Issa and Molly. And I like how when they were talking to Issa, the camera blurred out Molly because they were like right across from each other. Then when Molly was texting, it zoomed in on Molly and blurred out Issa. That was dope to me. Like, little shit like that I'm a fan of. Just them little camera nuances, like just little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was dope. And then the whole time, the dude Chris Shauna, I believe his name is like dogging Issa, man, on some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Calling her like a sellout and shit. And so she's frustrated from that. And Issa got a lot going on. And the thing I don't like about this situation with these characters, it's like they like in the same still. They like in the same place they was years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like Molly, she supposed to have went through her whole phase already, and she's still in her whole phase. Like after she breaks up out of a serious relationship with old boy, I forget his name, but now it's just like, Molly, you doing the same exact thing you were doing in season 1, in season 2, in season 3. Like, how you trying to find love? I guess she's not trying to find love. I guess she's just trying to be out here. But it is what it is. You know, she is who she is. We see Nathan has somebody that he's supposed to be meeting up with. He forgot to tell him the location change. It's an old friend of his. We also see the exchange between Ryan Davis and whatnot in the car, and they were talking about, you know, how they pretty much friend zoned, and he was just explaining what happened. And you know, they told him like, yo, pretty much you got friend zone. And the guy is actually Nathan's cousin. I'm sorry, it's not his friend, it's his cousin, who we used to live with. Even though Issa doesn't know he had a family in LA, between that and the stiff energy between Nathan and his cousin's wife, it's clear somebody got a secret. Yeah, that was it was super awkward when I was watching it. I'm like, what's the hang up? Like, we knew something was going on. Like, she kept making little references to Nathan. Yep, that's Nathan. Like a little leaf in the wind, just blowing away. A little light-skinned leaf. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She was going to him. And then Issa tried to chime in and try to stick up for him and just make it more awkward. It's just like, that's what you love Insecure for, them little awkward moments. Like, Issa comes in with her dry sense of humor and says something funny. That's what we love about it. We also see they had another location change. They go to see Jason. I guess Jason Derulo was having a house party, and Ryan Davis has some kind of obsession with Jason Derulo. He's like, Jason Derulo. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So we see the gang break off and go to this party by Jason Derulo, and they can't get in. Nathan's friend was actually able to get one person in. He takes Molly. Molly and them wind up finding a side door that they could get in. And as they're walking backwards, Nate winds up finding or see his cousin actually walking the opposite way. You know, he goes to catch up to him and say, what's going on? He like, man, I'm gonna just catch an Uber, go back home. And then we see a serious scene between these two, and we find out the root of the issues is when, I guess, Nathan was staying with them. He was having one of his bipolar episodes, unbeknownst to even Nate at the time, and then unbeknownst to definitely the family, because Nate didn't even know. And he was just leaving the back door open, leaving the house open, and I guess he just felt he was unsafe for the kids. The wife, he wanted Nate gone, and he just decided to put it on the wife versus just telling them or coming to him. And you know, Nate felt like crap for that time, but he was just like, you know, it is what it is. It's the past. Well, I want to definitely keep in touch, yada, yada, yada. And Nate's whole thing is, yo, I wanted to see I got my shit together. But at the same time, in Nate's defense, even though I don't really care for Nate, he was diagnosed and he didn't know at the time. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, he shakes off and then he walks away. Issa walks up and, you know, he's just like, yo, I need a minute. And they go to this great scene, great cinematic scene where they're just overlooking the city and they're talking and just kind of just telling, just being vulnerable to each other. And you know, they decide, I guess they want to be together, which I didn't see coming at all. Like, I really didn't see that. And you know, they wind up kissing, and he winds up just telling Issa what the situation was, and it was. I liked it, that last part of it. Episode overall was okay. Like I said, it's not like the last season. I don't know, it's just something off about the season. Overall, fun episode. I love seeing the core cast. Molly and Issa like thick and thieves. The part where Issa's secretary has the nosebleed and she's ready to go ride on Krishana was hilarious to me. She's hilarious. Overall, like I said, it was a decent episode. We'll see how this season closes out. They better come strong with these next few episodes, and I'm curious to see how Lawrence is going to get back into the fold, because I believe all this eventually will come to a head, and Issa will have some choosing to do. So we'll see how it works out. Post in the comments below how you guys felt. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, peace, love, and prosperity, one.